Hi, hello, welcome to Devon Monk's Works and World. This is the second time I've filmed this. The first time I pushed the record button and apparently it was not recording. So welcome to Devon Monk's Works and Worlds. This is number 58 in my every Monday weekly update, and I really appreciate you coming by and spending a little time with me today. I write fantasy novels, urban fantasy novels. I'm a USA Today bestselling author. I've been writing novels for years and years and years. And if you came here because of my novels, thank you so much for stopping by. If you came here for my knit toys that I give away in my newsletter, thank you for stopping by. And don't forget to sign up for my newsletter because I pull a random name every month and give a toy away. You can find my newsletter at www.devonmonk.com. I'll put a link to it down below. And if you came here just because you randomly clicked on the video, welcome. I hope you enjoy this little visit we're going to have. Okay, let's see. We're going to start off with what we always start off with. How is writing going? Writing is going well, thank you. I am heading into proofreads on the Shane Flynn book, Dirty Work. I've got some covers in the works that are going really well. Cover artists are amazing, so I really enjoy that side of the business. It's really fun to see the covers for the books. So covers are going well. And I am outlining the next urban fantasy hockey book of the West Hill Magic series. So yeah, writing's going well. I'm just keeping those plates a spinning, and yeah, going good. Okay, next. And that was sort of short, wasn't it? It's like, how's writing? Good, let's move on. I didn't mean it that way. It's just writing's going good, so we're good. Okay, next. How is knitting going? Knitting's going good too. I am working on the toy to give away in the March newsletter, and I went looking for a pattern that I might want to make, and I found a toy that's super cute. But the pattern's not available online. It's not available by the pattern designer. It is nowhere digital. And so I needed to get a hold of the book that it was published in, and I wanted to get a hold of it basically next day because we were heading out of town and I wanted to have a knit pattern with me because the Traveling Rats, the two couples and my husband and I that co-own an RV. So my brother and his wife, my sister and her husband, myself and my husband, we co-own a RV, and we like to get out a couple times a year just to hit the road, see new things, and spend a little time together. And I knew that it was going to be rainy and there would probably be a lot of knitting time that I would have available. So I wanted to take a pattern with me, but I needed that book. Luckily, there's this amazing thing called a library, a public library, and they have books in them, and sometimes they even have knitting books. And so it was available on the library. You can search the catalog online. If you aren't using your public library, people, reach out. It's an amazing resource. You can get digital books downloaded for free through your library. So that means you can read an ebook on your phone or on your computer or on your e-reader. You can go and get physical books, of course, too. They have classes. They have places for kids to play. You don't have to own a library card to walk in and read a book. You can just walk in and read a book. But if you live in that town, you can get a library card probably for free. Our library cards are for free for residents. And if you aren't a resident, like if you live in a town a little away from a library, it's usually a very small fee to get a library card. And libraries are connected to other libraries. So if there's a book you need from somewhere else, they can sometimes ship it in. They're just amazing. So if you get a chance, check out your local library. I have much library love. That being said, I hadn't used my library card in so long, I needed to renew it. But I was able to look online and see that knitting book was available. And so the day before we left, I went down to the library and renewed my library card. It took like 2 minutes, and then wandered around. She pointed me in the right direction for where to find the book, but I wanted to wander around too. So I wandered around, strolled through the library. It's lovely, lots of sitting places, really open, really well displayed books. And here's the new mystery books, here's the new romance books, here's the new fantasy and science fiction books. Like they have them in categories along with being, shelved. It was really nice. Audiobooks they have down there, DVDs, just so many good things. So anyways, loved the library, went down there, found the knit book, brought it home, anyways, took the pattern along and knit, and it's going great. And I was kind of right. It wasn't as rainy as I expected on the trip, but I did get a lot of knitting time in, so that was fantastic. So knitting is going well, and sign up for the newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter if you want in on those knit toys and updates on books and stuff. So, okay, knitting's going well. Thank you. Last thing we talk about is how are things going in Monkland, and I'm just going to briefly touch on the subject we all are wondering about, which is, what about the carrots, Devon? Are the carrots still in the garden? Yes. Yes, I planted them in July. I harvested them in January, half of them in January. I think it was January. And I should have harvested all of them in January, but I didn't. And so now I need to harvest the rest. And it's now March, and I'm afraid they're going to be overgrown and woody, because I have grown carrots that if you leave them in the ground too long, they basically turn into sticks and you can't bite through them. They just are wood. So I need to get out there and finish harvesting them, but it's raining today and it's wet and it's cold and I don't want to go out today. So I'm going to go out tomorrow, I hope, and pull the carrots out of the garden, and then hopefully they'll be good and I will report back on the carrots. So that exciting news out of the way, what else is going on in Monkland is, like I said, we took us traveling rats, took a little trip in our RV. And we did this because we did some pretty substantial RV repairs over the last couple of months, replacing one of the interior and exterior walls, and which, you know, included ripping out the driver's seat and tearing off upholstery and bolts and wallpaper, of course. I mean, wallpaper isn't heavy duty, but like we had to get into the guts of it. And I will be making a video of that repair. I was just thinking, there were times when literal sparks were flying as we were trying to, you know, cut metal off of certain spaces to get that wall out. So it was pretty exciting. And we put it all back together again, and we wanted to take the RV on a trip and see how that wall held up and see how our improvements held up. And so we jumped on the chance just to take a very quick trip real close to home, just an hour and a half away or something, hour and 45. And we went down to Casey's Riverside RV Park. It is right on the middle fork of the Willamette River. It's beautiful. It has, if you are pulling a trailer, it has pull-through slots, which is really nice. We're in an actual Class C RV, so we backed into our spot. But that meant we were facing the river, and it allows fly fishing. And so the three fellas wanted to get their fishing on, so they brought their rods and all their flies and all that good stuff. And the river was just, you know, a few yards away from the RV, and they were able to just walk out. It was very leisurely, like, it's almost cheating. We were basically on the bank of the river. So it wasn't even like a walk down to the river. It was just like you kind of take a few steps and then you're on the river. And they were able to do some fishing. Didn't catch anything. Well, did put out traps and got a crawdad like about this big. A tiny little fish. So the fellows got their fishing on, and while they were fishing, it wasn't raining that day. Saturday was gorgeous. So we just decided, us girls decided to take a walk. And so we strolled down along the Willamette River all the way down to West Fir, because that's where Casey's RV Park is. It's in West Fir, Oregon, and near West Fir. And we strolled down to West Fir, a look at the covered bridge there, which is called the Office Bridge. It was built in 1944, which it was a lovely walk. Even though we were actually just alongside the road, this walk wasn't like out in the forest or anything, but we were in the forest because Oregon, these roads, you know, they're windy and built right inside the forest. So there's, you know, trees on this side and river on this side, and it was lovely. And we went down to the covered bridge, and they've recently painted on the inside. It's all white on the inside. It's all barn red on the outside. They light it up for holiday season, and you can drive across this bridge, which is really fun. We have driven our RV across it once, which that was really cool. So we walked down to the covered bridge and back, which was about a 5-mile walk. And that was a terrific way to spend the morning. And then since the guys hadn't gotten anything fishing, we decided to go up the road a ways, and we ended up in Lowell, Oregon, which is a little town right above West Fir. And right there on the lake, on the reservoir, is a another covered bridge. This one's only pedestrian, but they have it closed off right now, but you can walk through it usually. And that's the Lowell Bridge, Lowell. And that was built in 1945. So it was such a nice sunny day. Yeah, we just hung out there and had a good afternoon. No fish, didn't catch any fish, but still a good day. And the wall held up. I guess that's what I should say. Yes, the repairs held up. Did we forget that we had some clamps under the body of the RV while we were going down the road? Yes. Did those clamps hold on until we remembered we had clamps by the time we reached the campground? Yes, they did. So we did not throw random repair gear at anybody on the road. We didn't mean to do that, but boy, those clamps held on tight. So got the clamps off. They were fine. Did we do any other ridiculous things while we were in the RV? Oh, you know. Of course we did. It's not a trip if you don't do something ridiculous. So I'll tell you our ridiculous story. Are you ready? So I gave my husband a butter churn a couple Christmases ago, and it's just a mason jar with a hand crank on it. And he decided to take it with us this time in the RV so he could make butter for breakfast the next morning, fresh butter. So it's evening, we're all hanging out chatting. I'm knitting, we're just, evening, just hanging out in the evening. And my husband is making butter in the butter churn, except it's taking a little while because it takes a little while to churn it, the little crank by hand. You're just going to do that for an hour or something. So he's like, la la la, doing this thing. And then pretty soon, my brother-in-law is like, that's going to take a while, isn't it? And my husband's like, yeah, it's going to take a little while. And my brother-in-law is like, I have a hand drill. Do you think we could hook the drill up to the other side of the handle screw and power drill it? Power drill our butter? Why? So as soon as we notice this conversation's going on between the two of them, it's like the rest of us look at each other and somebody gets the popcorn because we know this is going to be a show, right? Like we got popcorn in a show now. So the popcorn comes out and we all just start filling up bowls of popcorn because we're ready to be watching this power tool butter happen. This is my brother-in-law. He goes and gets the power drill. I think it's a DeWalt or something. I don't know. And we're time to have the popcorn. We're just eating popcorn and watching. And they get the power drill hooked up. My brother's kind of sitting back. He's eating popcorn too because, he's not going to get in the middle of that. They hook up the drill. And it's very carefully squeezes the trigger on it because that handle's going to flip around and around and around pretty fast, right? Oh yeah, it flips pretty fast. He hits that drill, that handle just, you can't see it. It's a blur. That butter is being churned super fast. It didn't take very long. He eased off on the speed, but did it a couple more times, trying to get the perfect speed. No perfect speed. It's like all go or no go on that drill. So they just powered on it. We're all laughing because they powered too fast and the butter churns too fast and it bubbles up and starts oozing out. I think they just realized that caution might also be good when you're putting power tools with glass jars and milk all in the same situation here, because you don't want to overchurn butter too. That's the thing. You don't want to overchurn the butter, right? So stop the drill. Couple more turns of the churn and it was butter. So it probably cut 45 minutes off of the churning. It is a hack. It is a shortcut. Do I recommend it? They stripped the screw on the churn. So now I think we have to replace it so that the churn can work again because I don't know, maybe power drills and butter churns, handheld little butter churns aren't a match made in heaven. But they did make butter and it was delicious and it was done much quicker. So maybe, 1 point for ingenuity, 1 point for stripping the screw, but we probably can fix that. So net positive. I think we came out with a win there. The power tool butter, thumbs up power tool butter. Do I recommend it? I don't think you should do it. But we did it. It was super fun. Oh, I forgot to say, thank you all for commenting on the videos down below. I have read every single one of the comments, and congratulations to the winners of the giveaways that we did for the 1-year anniversary of the Once a Week Monday Monk. I have read all of the winners' comments too. Thank you everyone for being a part of this channel and for leaving comments or thumbs up or little emojis down below. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye for now.